Hi all, welcome to another cool video of BERKPerformance, because I really do like this BMW M850i. It is a really raw sounding V8. All the comfort in the world, and it's still, well, it's not a very old car, but it's already there for quite a few years, of course, but it looks absolutely sleek. I will show you in this video what kind of power results and Dragy numbers as well, because I've measured them, you can expect with a proper stage 2 calibration for this car. As for the engine in this car is equipped with the N63 engine, so not the S63 which you can find in the BMW M8 competition, but the N63 shares a lot of parts with that engine, so also the pistons and the rods are exactly the same as being used in the S63, and that's why this car is already outperforming the factory numbers with regards of torque compared to what they are claiming from BMW. At the top end, of course, it will lack a little bit of power compared to M8 competition, but really this car is strong as hell, and it even destroyed his left tire on the dyno, which was not our fault, of course. So, let's get to the dyno results, the part that always everyone is waiting for, of course. To be honest, it looks very cool. The dyno sheets, the power numbers. But what does it actually do on the road? And that is some specific part I want to talk about first. Because this is a M850i 4-door Gran Coupe. It weighs around 2100 kilograms or 2130. Oleg will put the right number in the video in here. But I see this platform being tuned a lot online with claimed horsepower numbers. So, for example, I saw a video of a M850i with 2 doors, which is lighter than this car, and it was claiming to have 700 horsepower. If you have 700 horsepower and the car does the 100 to 200 in 7.3 seconds, and this car has less horsepower than that, but does the 100 to 200 in 6.8 seconds, so that's 0.5 of a second difference on a 100 to 200 one, which is like 40-50 horsepower gap, what you would say. How is it possible? It's not possible. So the peak power, it even doesn't matter what it's producing. We only use the dyno, of course, to calibrate the torque properly and to see like the whole curve, if it's doing like a peak number or if it's like a very linear line that's going through. And for development purposes, it is very interesting for us. And for the public or for the owner, it is very nice to say, I have this amount of horsepower out of my car. So that's also fine. But the Dragys, as I was saying, 6.8 seconds, 100 to 200, the 4-door Gran Coupe. 0 to 100, it was very slippery outside, so I only managed to do a 3.3 seconds, and other than that, it was wheel spinning or bumping off the line, which was not very beneficial, but it is very fast, and I made the Dragy videos for you, so you can check them out.
60, 100, 100.
Let's get to the stock numbers. So this car has been measured when stock with cats removed, so with catless downpipes and an OPF delete. These are known for producing way more power than BMW claims, because essentially this engine is the same as the S63 M8 competition engine, like the pistons and the rods, they're all the same. The turbos are different, so it will generate less top-end power in the end. But like the base of the engine, especially the 530 horsepower versions, are essentially the same as the S63. If you compare not the 530 horsepower, but you also had like the 50i's in the previous generations with 450 horsepower, etc. Those are different. That's a completely different engine. But this is a very strong platform. And also on this one, we will limit the torque. So it was already doing, so claimed 750 Newton meters, and it was doing 820 Newton meters of torque. And this is not a coincidence, because I have another graph and also another video of an X6 M50i with the 530 horsepower version. Go check it out there. And the original graph was exactly the same as this one. even if I overlay them here, but it's too much of a hassle to do it now. You can just check the other video. It's exactly the same numbers. And it was doing 545 horsepower when stock. Claimed 530, perfectly in range. Now let's get to the tuned results. So actually, I did make a change to the torque, but when I was dynoing this car with this run that you see there in red, at 278 kilometers per hour, the left rear tire exploded. Wait a minute, stay here, because Oleg was not prepared for this. I'm ruining everything right now. But have a look at this. I still have this one left, and these are the leftovers of the tire. So it blew up. The car now has 2 new tires at the rear, but the fronts still need to be changed. They were not in stock at that moment, so we're going to change the front tires. And in the end, I will make just another dyno run to make sure that I calibrated the torque a little bit lower as well. I already did that in the software, but I just have to acknowledge it. So let's get cracking with the story again. So the torque that you will see here is a little bit too high for what I would advise for this car. And we already lowered it. And I assume when I run this car, because in the calibration we can also see it, I assume that it will do like 50 Newton meters less than what you see here. So it was doing 1006 Newton meters of torque. Very straight torque curve, insanely fast. And look at the power line. It is so damn linear going up until this point. This is actually not 5,600 RPM, it's higher. It's like 6,100 RPM. But I don't know, in this screen it just shows always 500 RPM less than what it's actually doing. It's just a little software glitch on which is being worked, but they will fix it. And 690 horsepower. 690 horsepower, 1,000 Newton meters, which we scaled down to 950 Newton meters on 98 run fuel, 6.8 seconds, 100, 200, 3.3 or even faster when the weather circumstances allow it, from 0 to 100. That is an insane result. So before starting off with anything else, apologies for the way I look. But I'm wearing these glasses because I'm very illy. I think I even have like a fever of I don't know what kind of temperature, but I feel very bad at this moment. So I'm doing this for you, the glasses. Otherwise you will be like, ooh, I don't want to watch you. Nevertheless, this makes me feel better instantly. The M850i, I absolutely adore this car. I love it. And it's not because it's a BMW, but it's because of the character of this vehicle. So you buy a BMW M8 competition and you will be fast as hell. It will be a very cool car, of course. I mean, I like BMW M8 competitions and M5s. I like sport cars which are a little bit smaller and lighter with a crazy engine and a harder chassis more than a very big luxurious car with the most sporty engine. So for example, I will never buy an X5M for myself because that car is meant to be a little bit big, floaty, comfortable, and an X5M is just too harsh, in my own personal opinion. And that is exactly what this car is doing great. It's not a hardcore M, it's an M performance model. It doesn't have the high revving V8 tone and sound of the BMW M8 competition, but it has a very nice V8 burble and the chassis is very comfortable to drive with. And with a lot of torque and with this soundtrack that you have with this car, it is an absolute masterpiece, I would say. It is a long distance cruiser. It's a GT with 4 doors, so it's a Gran Coupe or Gran Coupe. We call it a Gran Coupe, or like the Germans who call it. We call it the same because we're Dutch and we are neighbors and we almost say things the same way. And it's a perfect cruiser. So having the very harsh or the harsher chassis of a M8 competition in such a boat of a car, I mean, it's like 2,100 kilograms approximately. It doesn't give any extra dimension in my opinion, because when I'm driving this car I just want to lay down, and when I want to floor it, I will floor it. It will absolutely fly, and you still have that V8 rumble like in the back. Yeah, that's like 5 minutes of your time explaining why I love this platform so much. And that's exactly the reason. In the meantime, I also want to thank Garage Ekelschot. Garage Ekelschot is a garage here in the Netherlands who provided this customer, this tune to us. It's their customer or their friend even, which came to us because they know what kind of tuning we do. And we are almost neighbors in the place where we are tuning cars. So thank you Garage Ekelschot again for letting us tune this BMW M850i, and for all the other people in the Netherlands, if you're looking for a good place to maintain your car, have a service, and just a good, also for diagnostics, just go and visit Garage Ekelschot, and they are in Kaatsheuvel. And no, this video is not sponsored by them, by the way. So this is just me giving credits to other people in the business that I respect in this way. It's very comfortable, you know? Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. So you want to drive this car like this, right? And then when you do this, like, it sounds like AMG, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what I was not expecting, I mean, yes, this car looks very cool as I explained, but there are a lot of people outside, like all kinds of small children. They're all like watching this car like, oh wow, it looks good. And in some way this car also reminds me to the shark nose BMW, and the hardcore BMW lovers will know which car I'm talking about. Of course, the 635 CSI of a very previous generation. Because basically this is a 6 Series, and the naming conventions, like what they did to the M3 Coupe, or like the M3, they also did it to the 8 Series. So they went up from 6 to 8 Series. But yeah, the nose of this car is very wide, and the stance of the car really reminds me in some perspective to that car in some way. And I really like those cars, because who doesn't? So the amount of attraction this car gets in a positive way is quite cool, to be honest. I like it, and that's not your road, man. So that was my... So the power, let's floor it a little bit. I mean, third gear. Ah, man. There's so much torque, but very linear, as you can see in the dyno graph. Here, third gear again. Man. Listen to that sound. The camera is having a very hard time, I can tell you. It's like waving from left to the right, the other one. But the sound, how do you like the sound, Oleg? You have the V8 tone of AMG, and you have this V8 tone. They are like very similar to each other, right?
Yeah, but those V8 is like more brutal, and this is like
smooth,
like a gentleman.
Yeah, but it's very smooth. Yeah. It's very smooth. So this is a stage 2 exhaust setup. Catless downpipes, OPF delete. I mean, this could have been like stock, right? Yeah, but this car is going to get now very dirty right now. I don't want to. So we have this camera in here. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a cool car. I like this. This is the perfect car to drive on a very long journey, 200 kph on cruise control. The only thing that you will notice is the fuel consumption, that it will use some fuel. I don't know how much fuel, I don't care, to be honest. But other than that, I think even, okay, this is getting very boring maybe, but I think even this chassis with the 640 diesel is like the ultimate cruiser, to be honest. I like diesels as well, the drivability is cool. But the V8, it's absolutely massive. Third gear again, let me put it in sport shifting, and let's put this one off. Okay, man, I reached 60 here, so it's very cool. And it just keeps going. So if you are comparing power numbers to each other, the only difference that you will get compared to a BMW M8
is the top range power, because also the S63 engine we are limiting in torque as we do for this one as well. So the torque range is exactly the same. So to approximately 5,000 RPM, 4,500 RPM, it's the same bandwidth, and even this one picks up faster than an M8 competition. But after the 4,500 RPM, approximately, it's not precise what I'm saying you, but approximately after 4,500 RPM, there you will see the benefit of the S63 M8 competition engine, because it will just deliver more power in the top end. But what are you using on a daily basis when you're just chilling and cruising around? Exactly, not that range. So why should you buy that car? Oh man. No, I'm so addicted to this sound, to be honest. I really like this car. Thank you, Boyd, as well, because you trusted us in letting your car being tuned. I hope you will be very happy with the results that we achieved with this car, but also you'll be very happy to drive it and just enjoy this beautiful BMW M850i.
So thank you all very much for watching again. I do want to ask you something. In my own opinion, I would rather have a M850i than a M8 competition. Why? Because I think it really fits the character of this car really good. So normally what you would have, like in a very big luxurious car like this, is that you would just simply buy an Alpina with the V8, the rumble of the V8, a lot of power for top speed and everything. And this is like a detuned Alpina, I would say, because it has the V8 rumble, it has all the comfort, it has all the comfort of the transmission as well, although the transmission is the same as an M8 competition, the software calibration is completely different, so it shifts and it acts way more comfortable than an M8 should do. And the M850 is also a very relaxed platform, and in combination with that mighty V8 roar that you can hear, a little bit, it reminds me to a Mercedes-AMG E63, the M177 engine. I think this really sounds cool and it really fits the character of this car. So let me know what you would choose between an M850i or the M8 competition in the comments below, and yeah, I will see you in the next video, of course. So please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you want, you can hit the bell icon as well. So every time I upload something on YouTube, you will get a notification, as if you don't get already enough notifications nowadays. But I will fit right in between them. Thank you very much and see you in the next one.